welcome to this episode of Rolled on Stage. Our campaign, The Perceivers, had quite the dramatic end to the last session. Enemies were made, friends were hurt, and unfortunately, our heroes had everything they owned and cared about taken from them. We found out that they had been left in the tundras of the Lower Republic with only a week's worth of food for one person, which between the four of them is about 2 to 3 days worth of food. And with no tools, very few arcane focuses, and an entirely crippled whole guy, we enter the stage. Please introduce yourself and your characters, and just for a little side tangent, what are you wearing in this very cold weather?
Not great for the cold. I am Oliver. I am playing Dion. Dion is not prepared for the cold. He is wearing long pants and these leather boots with the pants tucked into it. But for his upper half, it's more of just this kind of cloth wrapped piece that goes over one shoulder. It's big and bulky, so he might have it like fully around him right now, and then a tank top turtleneck that's black. So not built for the cold, I'll tell you that.
No.
Poor boy.
I am Macey, and I am playing Zillah. Zillah is not necessarily not dressed for the cold, but also not dressed for the cold, if that makes any sense. They're wearing, honestly, probably pants. I was debating between a pants and a skirt or a dress. So they'll be wearing pants, and like a really nice quality jacket, but it's not like a winter jacket. But there is a little bit of, it's got like a collar and maybe some fur like under the collar, but not like it's decorative. It's not winter.
Mm-hmm. I am Morgan or Muneer. I will be the GM for this game, and I will describe Yimros, who had his head caved in by Lava Brow in the last session. Yimros is wearing a sort of suit jacket with like a little tie, and then like sort of draping like layer over his pants, and then big sort of boots. And there's a pretty big dent in the back of his skull.
I'm Rhiann. I play Morgana. The outfit I kind of had in mind for her is like a flowy, long sleeve top. Currently looking at a sketch of it. That kind of like crosses in the front with like a bit of a wrapped belt, and then some flowy, kind of baggy at the bottom pants. I'll probably sketch and put the image right over there for viewers. And she's wearing kind of combat boot type shoes, and then like this like intertwined belt sort of thing.
I'm Ellie. I play Blanche, and Blanche is not dressed for the weather at all. She has, she's a bard, so she has like very like flowy kind of outfits on, sort of similar to Morgana, but probably less fit for the weather, I imagine, because I think she probably just has like a skirt on, maybe like, just kind of like lacy, like very breathable and like light clothes. That's usually what she wears, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah.
So, as I believe Dion was carrying Yimros.
I think so, probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
Morgana was not.
Can everyone but you please roll me a nature or survival check?
All right. Ooh.
Oh god.
Good way to start the session.
Okay.
I got a 6.
25.
Very nice, very
35.
nice.
Okay. So, all together, you all three look around and realize you have no fucking clue where you are. None of the mountains look similar.
Oh, wait.
None of the roads look similar. And ice is starting to form. The first thing you all realize is you need shelter and food. You have food for now, so you need shelter. What is the first thing anybody does, knowing that?
Zillah's very quiet. Zillah's...
Understandable with your caved skull and half-brother there.
I'm
So is
so sorry,
Dion.
Zillah. I mentioned Yumross to them and they
Just don't talk to me.
Cold.
Morgana starts to sort of look around. I'm assuming we're surrounded by trees.
Behind you is the Golden Grove,
Right.
where the scene happened.
Mm-hmm.
But in front of you is basically just mountains and snow tundra.
So no trees.
No trees over the hills you can see right now.
She's gonna look to see if we could shelter under one of those. She's just gonna look around to try and see if there's much of anything that they can find.
I will pose you
shelter-wise.
this.
Mhm.
You're a druid.
Yes.
Would you say you have a particular connection to the land?
I'd say she has quite a connection to water elements, as
Water?
majority of her power surrounds water, ice,
Okay.
and frost.
I want you to imagine Morgana putting her hands into the snow
Mm-hmm.
and then feeling for where there is liquid water through the snow, and give me either an arcana or just a general wisdom check. Your choice. Delicious.
Tasty.
That would be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Arcana.
Very nice. So, as everyone else sees, you get on your knees, put your hands into the snow, and you sort of pull the coldness out of the earth and try to feel for that moisture that comes with groundwater. And from it, you can kind of look up and get a sense, almost like a north, south, east, west kind of directionality to where there is some liquid water, which is at least a sign that there could be plants around. And you get that it's kind of like northeasterly direction. So imagine it's like if there's two giant mountains on your left and your right, and then a couple of little hills, it's right between the two mountains and over the hills.
Got it.
And you get the sense that there is fresh water exposed to air there.
She takes her hands out of the snow and looks at everyone and says, "We should head for the break between the mountains, over the hills."
Okay.
And with that, she just walks.
What is marching order?
Morgana's gonna go first because she's sort of leading everyone and knows where to head.
Zillah's gonna stay near Gimross and Dion.
I'd say then Zillah and Dion would be second and third.
So once again I am in the back.
Once again.
Once again.
Once again, you
I
say.
wonder when you were in the back, Blanche. When could that have been?
Mysterious.
Mysterious and no other reason. So, you begin marching through the snow. Can I have each of you, except for Morgana, roll me a raw d20?
Yeah.
D20, raw. Nat 20.
Well,
15.
that goes number 6.
Jesus Christ.
Pick a skill.
Okay. Skill time.
Do we all pick a skill?
Nope.
Okay. Oh,
Just
okay.
Dion.
Very scary.
I'm gonna go with perception.
You want to do perception. Okay. Could you please give me either a perception or a charisma check?
Okay. I'm gonna go with charisma because my perception check is a -1. That's not a saving throw. That's just a
check.
Yeah. Okay. That is a 13.
Okay. On a 13, you, as you're walking through and you're carrying Yumross sort of groggily on your shoulder says something to the effect of, don't trust what's happening, lies. And in front of your path, a caravan approaches you. And they have a wagon tilled by a hadrosaur, a big dinosaur with a giant nose bill that typically makes rather large sounds. And it is a man in the front of the cart, and he spots your group. He goes, "Whoa!" He stops the hadrosaur. He gets off the thing and he goes, "Are you all right? You seem to be traveling through." And you look at him. He's old. He is ragged. His bones are showing through his skin. And he looks like he's wearing all the wealth he has on him. It looks like he lives in this wagon. And he says, you all look a little rougher, especially your friend there. Is everything all right? Okay, strong silent types. Do you need some? Can I help you get somewhere? You can just hop in the.
No, we're good.
Believe
We're
we
okay.
shall make our way on our own.
Hey,
Thank you for the offer, though.
of course. I'm just heading down to Volskyren. So,
No. we're
well,
good.
here, if you and he takes like a piece of charcoal out of his chest, like pocket, and he goes, I'll write down my name. If you are going to Volskyren as well, you can find my trading post there. I don't have much, but frankly, a familiar faces in the city would be nice. And he writes down his little name on something, and he goes, who should I give it to? I'm not really sure. He hands you the piece of paper.
Can
and
I check for any enchantments on it?
Yes, you can. Please give me an Arcana with advantage.
Goodbye.
The dice decide. to
It's
say
gone. It's gone forever, guys. I'm never gonna find that dice ever again.
no. Oh no.
Second twisted.
Glad it was with advantage. That was cocked. There we go. That's a better one. Arcana, you said?
Yes.
That is a 14.
Okay. On a 14, the piece of paper and the writing do not have a magical enchantment on it, but he seems to be brimming with magic.
He's just gonna fold it up, tuck it in his pocket, because he doesn't have a bag to put it in.
If you read the note, it would say his name is Kivig Soarheart. Like soar like dinosaur, Saur. So essentially his name is Kivig Lizardheart.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because dinosaur is terror lizard.
Oh.
And I might have mixed up which one's terror and which one's lizard, but I'm sorry.
I didn't know that.
But
Fun fact
it's
of the
meant
day.
to be whatever soar is in dinosaur, it's that one. Oh, they separated.
Yeah, they did. Took a bit of effort.
Unfortunate. So, he hands you the note and he says, well, if you ever make it down to Volskyren and you see my stall, give me the note. I might not remember your faces. I get drunk a lot, but it'll be nice to see some familiar faces that make it through this. But I understand, strange guy. Don't want to get in his cart. So, he climbs back onto his thing and he hits the reins of the hadrosaur and he goes, I wish you all luck. It's kind of unforgiving out here.
Thank you.
And it can be pretty cold. And sometimes the right deal can save a life. And then the cart begins to move.
What was his name again?
Kevig Soarheart.
As soon as he's out of earshot, I just turn and I'm like, Yimra said to be on guard. Trust nothing. And I kind of look over and I imagine Yimros is back out cold again. Yeah. So.
Agreed. We should get moving before
Anything else
Dusk.
happens.
dusk.
So, you keep traveling at your regular movement speed. Can I have another raw roll from everybody except Dion this time?
Ooh. 10.
16.
Okay.
15.
Would you like to pick a skill for me?
Hey, we passed one already, guys.
Yay!
Or did you?
History.
Who knows?
History? Okay. That's actually going to be very useful for right now.
Oh.
So, on a history, you can either give me a history or a raw intelligence check. And after this, you will be able to make camp wherever you see fit.
15
15. Okay.
for history.
For history. Very, very nice. So, you crest over a hill, and you recognize the landscape. Not from your memory, but from a map your father had. And you recognize that a straight path that you're going on will eventually lead you to an entirely frozen lake that will be very difficult to traverse through because of all the slippery ice, and it has not been winter long enough that the ice has settled, so if you step on it, there's a good chance it'll crack and you'll fall through. Now, you don't know a good path around the lake, but you know that that lake is dangerous.
Guys, we can't keep going straight. There's a lake up ahead, and it's not frozen solid.
That must have been what I was sensing. When I did the whole snow thing, I sensed for flowing water just to see if there might have been some sort of life nearby to create shelter, trees, possibly.
I don't know how to get around it, but I know that we can't go over it or through it.
We need to come up with some sort of solution on where to go. We can't just stay put.
Well, I'm aware of that, but where else, like, what do you want from me?
Let's try and look around. Try to follow the edge of the lake, possibly, and maybe that'll lead us somewhere. It's better than doing nothing.
Whatever.
We can try following the edge, see if we can. Good idea.
Okay. After about an hour more of walking, you crest a hill and you see that lake. It is frozen, but there are trees around it that still have greenery. So, you go down the hill towards the lake. You can choose to make camp here, or you can progress and walk through the night.
We should settle down for the night.
Agreed.
We shouldn't be traveling in the dark,
Especially with
especially with you and Ross. We all need our rest.
So, who wants to start setting up shelter? Who wants to go forage for food?
I will go forage for food.
Okay. Who wants to start setting up camp? Maybe two
Zil-
people, because there's a lot
Yeah,
of you.
Zillah will start setting up camp.
I'm gonna go with her to forage.
Are you going to set up camp?
I guess Blanche doesn't really know much about setting up camp, but she'll try to help.
I
Yeah.
think Yimros might be awake when you start putting him down, and he can help, like, direct you. He's adventured a little on his own, so he knows how to do it. He'll help the both of you to set up your camp. The thing is, you only have one bedroll and no tent. So he's going to instruct you both to start ripping branches off of trees and start making essentially like a Y hut,
TP hut.
like a teepee hut. Yeah.
An
Just-
A-frame?
I think an A-frame with it goes down, so it kind of forms like a little pyramid. That's what I'm
Yeah.
imagining.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Oh, like
my
the
brain.
ones that go like this, or
Yeah.
the ones that are circular.
The ones
No,
that
the
go
ones
like
that go
this.
like this, and they get narrower and narrower
Yeah.
and narrower.
Just so that
okay.
there's
They're like-
enough space for you to lie down.
Like a snow cone cone.
Yes.
But more triangular.
Like
rather
a snow
than
cone that
circular.
you cut just a little bit of the bottom off so it's straight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So it
Yeah.
like we.
Yeah.
I also will say that, like, while we're setting up camp, Blanche will not say anything to you unless you ask her to talk to you, because you told her not to talk to you, so she's gonna be silent.
Aw, dude.
Bah, bah, bah.
Zillah's also just not speaking.
So it's just you, Ross. That way.
Do that.
It's
Grab
like, that
that
bridge
bridge.
fucking sucks. We're gonna
That was a twig. Pick that one.
He
Yeah, I just
will-
kind of grab it and I go,
Like, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that one, and he grabs it and then he'll like put it in place and he'll wrap some parts of his clothes. He'll rip off and just start tying it in place. He will eventually break the tension, but before that, your hunting expedition. I'll give you each an option. You can either pick a stat, or you can just do survival. If you pick the same thing, I'll combine your numbers.
Wait, if I pick stat.
Pick any, or sorry,
Any.
not stat, any skill. Pick a skill. If you both pick the same skill, I'll combine your results. If you pick different skills, you'll have 2 different outcomes, but 2 different results.
Dion's not the greatest in nature, so I feel like he's gonna look to you for what to do for this.
She's not the best at nature.
What
No,
about
I mean
you?
nature as like a whole. Like any
yeah.
skill that has to do with this
Oh
stuff.
no, she has just no adds or minuses for that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nature for me would be better because I don't have a negative in it. But
okay.
it's I feel
Do we
like
want to choose the same one or different ones?
probably best because it's a combined roll, which means it's a higher chance of success.
Let's do nature then.
Okay.
Okay.
You pick nature. Please roll for nature.
Both of us?
Yes.
I rolled 14.
I rolled an 8.
Oh my
We're gonna die out here.
god. 22.
I have good nature.
So, you two are foraging, and as you look through, you find snowberries, various other like small nuts that can be like deshelled, and you know they're edible. Just because there's only so many edible things in the tundra that it's kind of basic knowledge in the area to know the bare minimum things that are edible.
Mm-hmm.
Because so many people get lost in the tundra that it's kind of just part of your general curriculum. Like when they teach you a language, they teach you what to eat and what not to eat. There's no question about it. You find some of that. You find maybe enough to feed the 2 of you. And then you find a baby hadrosaur that's leg broken. And you find it in a cave. And it's going,
That's a really good dinosaur noise.
Morgana cares a lot for like animals and especially little baby ones. So she's gonna kind of look to Dion and then glance in the direction of the noise and be like, "It sounds like it's injured. Maybe we should."
We could go check.
We should.
We should be careful though. Mom might be around. It sounds young.
I'll be careful.
If,
Takes off.
if she goes in, Dion is staying out so he can keep an eye around.
okay, very good. What's your passive perception?
Not great, but still. At least he's still doing it. 9.
Oh god.
Well, hadrosaurs are not known for their stealth. So you enter.
He's also not, the hadrosaur's probably not actively sneaking up.
I don't think so. Not to its own home. Can you please give me perception or investigation?
Neither. I'm just gonna do investigation then. 15.
15, very nice. So, as you enter the cave, light shines through the whole cave. It's not a question about whether you can see. You see all the way at the very end of the cave, there is it. It's sort of pressed up against the wall, lying on what looks like a really large flat rock. And you can see that one of its legs is kind of bent the opposite way. And it is just screaming. It's like, it's got these like clampers on the front of its mouth instead of teeth. So, no, it's like a beak.
Oh, okay.
Basically, instead of a bunch of teeth, it has one giant tooth and one giant tooth.
Got it.
And then a bunch of molars. So, then it's got that big hornbill that's making that sound that's echoing through the whole cave. You would also kind of, as you're getting closer, realize it's calling for its mom. that scream is it being like, Mom! Mom! And if it's been screaming this long, it's either on its way and really close, or it's not there. Remind me the perception one more time.
It was 15.
Perfect. As you get closer to the baby, as you get closer, you realize that it's not a rock it's laying on. It's a dead hadrosaur. A bigger one, but it's missing its head. Sad dinosaur. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try to approach, obviously, the baby slowly
Mhm.
because it's a baby and it probably has its defenses up. But I'm gonna try to approach it slowly and just gonna check.
Power.
Yeah, I'm just gonna approach it slowly to try and calm it, and my end goal is to be able to pick it up and kind of cradle it. Yeah.
Okay. You are. How strong are you?
Strength is.
Oh yeah, you're fine. Just in case, can you give me animal handling with advantage? Because you drew it.
That would be a 10.
So, you approach it very slowly. And initially, it tries to get up on the broken leg to run away from you. Not that it could run anywhere, but it gets up and it goes as it steps on the broken leg and falls back over, and its face lands in a pool of the blood. And it just starts wriggling around until you get close enough and you touch it. And it feels that the land trusts you, and it feels that nature trusts you. I love doing this.
I feel like this is gonna be a tearful session.
Yeah. And it stops whining, and its eyes close, and you can hear it snore as it begins to sleep, probably for the first time since it started laying on top of its mom. And it begins to go. And you recognize that the screaming has stopped, and that now echoing billing is echoing through the chamber, and you can assume good things. When you turn around to sort of look into the cave, and there are two massive bodies with sharp razor teeth looking at you through the trees. A mom and a baby. Can you give me a perception or investigation? Good catch, good throw.
That is 18.
It's a Tyrannosaurus and its mother. Or it's a Tyrannosaurus and its baby.
Yeah.
And you can tell that it sees you as a threat to its baby.
Uh-oh.
Not in terms of like it's going to eat you, in terms of like it's not getting closer to you. You can tell that something people did to it is making it wary of you. And you look that it's sort of darting its eyes between you and the cave, and you and the cave, and you and the cave. And the baby doesn't know what's going on. So the baby's yapping away. What do you do?
I don't know. Are they bigger? Are they big? Are they too big to fit into the cave, or would they be able to fit into the cave?
They can't fit in the cave.
Dion's just kind of gonna. I think he's gonna just watch. He's kind of puts his hands out like this, like, I'm not here to hurt. He's just gonna kind of stand there, kind of at the mouth of this cave, unsure what to do.
It's staring at you. You're staring at it. You begin to walk out of the cave carrying the baby.
I assume I can hear footsteps, right?
You begin to hear the footsteps.
And I kind of put my arm over kind of where you're walking out of.
And I walk out of the room and I slowly grab it and approach you.
Careful.
The bright light blinds you, but two shadows, even in the bright light, make their shape. A giant black and red Tyrannosaurus with its teeth showing through its jaw and its baby by its foot is looking at you and then darting back to the cave and then looking at you and Dion, and it is looking at the two of you and the cave, and it's not moving either. It's standing completely still, and you're in a little bit of a standoff.
Would it be reckless to cast Speak with Animals?
I feel like that's just a druid thing.
That's just a druid thing?
No. I think some druids just get speak with animals.
Okay, because
as like
mine, it says like always prepared on here.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
And for the reasons of a druid, I think you should be able to do that without casting it.
Can I do that then?
So you speak with animals.
Mhm.
What do you say?
We are not here to harm. We heard this baby in distress and came to help.
So its head kind of tilts like a bird,
Mhm.
and then tilts back and goes, I come to feed on the dead one. I seek not to kill young. I seek to live. Please let us go. We don't want to be killed for surviving.
That is not our intent.
I will stay still as you walk away, and we will eat what is left in the cave. Yes.
Morgana just nods her head, grabs Dion's hand, and just slowly walks
Okay.
away.
The T-Rex just goes, thank you, biped. You are trusted by us. And as you get far enough away that it can't like do any damage to you and you can't do any damage to it, you see it let its kid into the cave and then it goes into the cave. And yes, there are crunching sounds of bone. But
A
they
tear just falls down Morgana's face
That's so cute.
as she just cradles this dinosaur holding her hand. Just
And you now see the dinosaur, again, its leg completely fucked up, but it is sleeping in Morgana's hands and it is snoring a big time.